Well, hello there, my friends. Chris Marcus here with you for Arcadia Economics. Welcome on in. An exciting day in the silver market, financial markets in general. Fed meeting coming up in just about an hour. We're going to be doing a live stream for that one, covering that event. Although obviously we have this GameStop situation going on. Been getting a lot of comments. Could we see something like this in silver? Which we'll dig into today real quick. Our sponsor for today's video is Silver Elephant, that has some new drill results out. You can see there 4 meters grading at 393 grams per ton silver and 518 grams per ton silver equivalent. I'm going to record a separate short video where we'll go through that. It'll be coming your way in just a couple minutes. So lots going on today. And again, you can see the silver price, quite a divot. She got a little lucky, bought my options down there today. Worked out in my favor. And in between that, I've been reading comments about GameStop, which you've probably heard by now that basically there's a group of investors on Reddit that realized there was a short position. And basically there was a big squeeze here. And what is interesting is you saw in a very short period of time, here is GameStop. Let's say there's January 11th. So 2-3 weeks ago at $19, here on the 7th, around $18. Now up to $340. People were talking about it yesterday when it was, let's see, where is yesterday's price? When it was quite a bit higher. But then you see today up $193, $194, showing what can happen when you have a short squeeze. Wild, violent moves are possible. And as I woke up this morning, was checking some messages, and people were saying, well, what about if these same guys who were looking at this knew about what was going on in silver, which I've always thought something like that was really just a matter of time. Here is the group WALLSTREETBETS. I'm not a regular Reddit user, so I'm just learning on the fly as we go here. But to the degree, it's very interesting seeing what is happening here. And that was kind of what I always imagined with the book, The Big Silver Short, where we dug into this situation where it just seemed to me that it's like, there's going to be some day when people find out what's really been going on, how that comes out. I didn't even know there was a WALLSTREETBETS, but when you have a situation like that, eventually enough people find out and there's a break point. I don't know what that will exactly look like, but to the degree that a couple people were tweeting, sending messages on Twitter, asking if there was a particular thing I would recommend. I would say if somebody is new to the short position saga in Silverland, and really wanted one specific thing that you could take a look at that I think would raise some questions that I've not been able to find the answer to. I don't know anyone in the financial world that's been able to find another answer to. And let's see if we can get that page loaded there. But there is a video. Let's see, I believe it's here. The Silver Manipulation Smoking Gun. So you can Google that or go on YouTube, which details really the bizarre sequence of events that happened in 2008 when silver was rising as banks and mortgages were failing. Then you have that Bear Stearns JP Morgan deal, which we had limited information about for a long time until Bart Chilton revealed much of what happened in that interview he did shortly before his passing. There's what the thumbnail looks like. So if you Google, hopefully you can spell a little better than I can these days, but Silver Manipulation Smoking Gun. I would say if somebody knows nothing about what's been happening, watch this one, because the basic premise is that Bart Chilton, who was a commissioner during the CFTC's investigation into silver manipulation, really confirmed a lot of what was happening in this bizarre situation where price of silver is rising as money printing is soaring. And then right at the same couple days after the JP Morgan Bear Stearns deal, where Bart confirms that they did take over a position that combined was over the allowed limit. He gave them a waiver to reduce that. He was furious when a couple months later they'd come back and increased it. And this is the same time at which silver is falling from $21 to $9, in the face of which the people who really buy silver were buying more strongly than ever, to the degree that you had silver dealers reporting they thought they were going to go out of business because there was no inventory anywhere in the world as the price is falling about 60%. So laid out quite a bit more eloquently here. But if there is anybody who watches the show that is a Reddit user and you're wondering what I would suggest to share there, so that would be it. Alternatively, there is the book, The Big Silver Short, which is a little bit longer, more detailed, but I've always wondered what would happen if a lot of hedge fund managers or someone with bigger pockets than myself was aware of what was going on. Excuse me. So there is the Big Silver Short. You can get the audio version of that at our homepage, arcadiaeconomics.com. And lastly, just something to think about. So here, just pointing out again, that we have these markets where here in a matter of a couple of days, I understand there's different reasons, but here from 18 bucks to 334. So I'm going to ballpark that. That's a 40 bagger now, because 20 bagger, I'm sorry. So 10 bagger would be 180, then 100. So let's call that about a 20 bagger in 2 or 3 weeks. But it's not like this is the only time it happens. Here, if get my Tesla chart up here. Tesla, let's go back to September of 2019, right before the Fed swap lines. You see 48. So 10 bagger would be 480. So almost a 20 bagger in Tesla. And then you have Bitcoin here, another asset that some people turn to in times, or I guess I can't say in times of chaos, but I think that some people who are concerned about the paper currency thing are looking at Bitcoin, which if you go back here, let's see, in 2019, well, you got probably too many windows open, but you can go back and see that a little bit more than a year ago, thing was trading about 3,000. So 10 bagger territory now, went as high, maybe 12, 13 bagger, depending on where you want to market. And I point this out to the degree that it's like this just is kind of becoming normal. And then you have silver, which has a situation more glaring than any of these. And not only is silver still only half of its 2011 high, but it's half of its 1980 high. And I would say that the people who actually buy silver, it's worth pointing out that, yes, there's different mindsets, different people focusing on this and looking at it. But I would say the people that actually go out and buy physical silver usually do so when they get scared off by what the governments are borrowing or what the central banks are printing. And you've had that. I mean, in 1980, we didn't even have quantitative easing. And now here in 2011, we had quantitative easing. Apparently it didn't work. And then now we've blown out, I don't want to say we, it's not like you and I were part of this catastrophe, but basically the Fed has blown that out in the past year, blown away by multiples. The balance sheet was at under $1 trillion in pre-Lehman, went up to 2 and change. Then last year spiked up to over 7. God only knows what it will be after a couple of months, let alone it could even be bigger in an hour from now. Again, hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and that way you can join us for some live coverage of this Fed debacle, whatever they have planned. But you add all that together, and now Janet Yellen is saying that, Janet Yellen, who's now in the Treasury, and is saying that the Fed and the government should act big with stimulus. So basically saying we've already blown past hyperinflation, but now that they should act big. And here's silver, half of its 1980 high. So again, I can't tell you the exact future, but if there's ever been something that has been primed, I don't know if there's anyone on the Wall Street Reddit's group watching, but in my opinion, I'm not telling anyone else what to do, but if there's ever been a situation more fitting for something like this, I would say even more so, because yeah, we talk a lot about what would silver do, what's its fair value, but let's say it experiences and goes Tesla, where it goes miles beyond its fair value. What would silver actually reach? Who knows? What if, who knows what will happen based just on the Fed meeting alone? Will be interesting to watch. So in either case, again, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. I'm going to be back shortly with an update about Silver Elephant and their new drill results, which is also in the description field below. And then we'll be hanging out for the Fed meeting together, and I'll be looking forward to it. Thank you, as always, for joining me, and I will see you soon.